Hey everyone, if you're getting started with Django, you've definitely bumped into the term app. And let's be real, it can be a little confusing at first. Is it a whole separate program, a feature? Is it just a folder? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and demystify Django apps completely. We'll see exactly how they take a project from total chaos to crystal clarity.
Okay, so picture this. You're starting a new Django project, and it's exciting. You're adding features left and right. You've got user logins, a blog, maybe a product page. But then, pretty quickly, you look at your project folder, and it's a mess. A tangled web of code. Your user models are getting mixed up with your blog views, and trying to fix a bug feels like untangling knotted headphones. So the big question is, how do you stop your project from turning into a digital junk drawer?
Well, the answer is actually one of Django's most elegant solutions, the app. This is the core idea that lets you build scalable, clean projects from the very beginning. It's all about a key software design principle called separation of concerns.
See, without apps, your whole project just becomes one giant monolithic file. The logic for user logins gets tangled up with your blog post models and your product inventory code. It's like throwing all your clothes, shirts, socks, pants into one giant drawer. Yeah, technically everything's in there, but good luck finding what you need when you're in a hurry. That approach just doesn't scale.
And this is where Django apps are a total game changer. They let you break your project down into these smaller, self-contained modules. Think of each app as a perfectly labeled box. You've got one box for accounts that handles everything user-related. You've got another for products and a third for your blog. Each module has exactly what it needs to do its job and nothing more. Clean, right? So, to put a simple definition on it, a Django app is just a self-contained package of code that handles one specific feature of your project. It's designed to do one thing, and do it really, really well. And that idea, that modularity, is the secret sauce to building clean, maintainable, and seriously scalable web applications.
Okay, so we know we need these boxes, but what's actually inside them when we create one? Let's pop the lid off and take a look at the anatomy of a typical Django app.
So when you create an app, Django gives you this starter kit of files. Models.py, that's the blueprint for your database. It tells Django what a user or a product looks like. Views.py is kind of like the brains of the operation. It holds the logic that decides what content to actually show the user. Then there's admin.py, where you can hook into Django's amazing built-in admin panel. And tests.py, that's your safety net, where you write tests to make sure everything works perfectly. It's a super organized starting point for any feature you can dream up.
All right, that's enough theory. Let's get our hands dirty. How do you actually create one of these powerful little modules in your own project?
You're not going to believe how easy this is. From your project's main folder, you just pop open your command line and run one single command, Python manage.py startapp, and then whatever you want to name your app. That's literally it. Django takes over and builds out that new folder with all the standard files we just talked about.
So, for that e-commerce site we were talking about, you'd probably run Python manage.py start app accounts to handle all your user stuff. And then you'd run Python manage.py start app products for your catalog. Each command just creates a new, perfectly organized folder for that specific feature.
And now we get to what I think is one of the coolest parts of Django apps. I like to call it their reusability superpower.
Because each app is totally self-contained, that accounts app you built for your first project, you can literally just drop it into a brand new project with almost no changes. You've basically created your own plug-and-play component. You just copy the folder, install it, configure it, and you are good to go.
The time you save here is just staggering. I mean, think about it. Without a reusable app, you're building the same user login system from scratch every single time. That could take you hours, maybe even days. But with your reusable accounts app, you just copy the folder, make a couple of small tweaks, and you're done in minutes. This is a massive game changer for your productivity.
Okay, you've created your app, you've written some amazing code, but hold on. There is one final, absolutely critical step that trips up so many beginners.
This is the classic beginner mistake. You create the app, you write all your views and models, but you forget to tell Django that the app actually exists. So you run your server and nothing works. You're left scratching your head wondering what went wrong. Trust me, it happens to everyone at first. It definitely happened to me. So how do you avoid it?
Luckily, the fix is super simple. It's just 3 steps. First, you open up the settings.py file inside your main project folder. Second, you scroll down until you find a list called Installed Apps. And third, you just add the name of your new app to that list.
It'll look just like this. If you made apps called Home and Accounts, you just add those names as strings into the list. And that's it. Now Django knows to look inside those folders for models, views, and everything else. Your project is officially aware of its new feature.
And here's a quick pro tip for when your projects start to get bigger. To keep your settings.py file nice and clean, it's a great practice to organize that installed apps list. You can create sections, one for Django's own apps, another for third-party apps you've installed, and a final one for all the custom apps you've built. It makes managing your project so much easier down the line.
So let's just quickly recap the big takeaways here. First, Django apps are all about organizing your project into logical, feature-based modules. Second, each app is in charge of one specific thing. Third, they are your best friend because they're reusable, which saves you a ton of time. And finally, the golden rule. Always, always, always remember to register your new app in settings.py.
And there you have it. You now understand the fundamental building blocks of any well-structured Django project. You know how to turn that potential chaos into pure, organized clarity. So the only question left is, what are you going to build first?